Start to come into the space a little bit this afternoon. Take one more nice deep breath in through the nose. Feel the expansion of your rib cage. Find a little bit more space between each vertebrae, lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Nice long exhale, just letting any stress, worries, or concerns go. You start to come into the space this afternoon. I want you to pay attention to how you feel right now. So just start to tune your attention inward. Being less concerned about what's going on around you, what your neighbor's doing, what's happening in the hallway. And just let yourself be here. And after you've kind of noticed how you're feeling today, I want you to start to let the breath go into the lowest part of your belly. And begin to inhale and exhale, allowing the belly to expand out as you breathe in. And then slowly drawing your belly button in towards your spine as you exhale. And we're going to move into a three-part breath. So when we talk about a three-part breath, I want you to think about just the place where your breath is moving. So when you inhale, I want you to think about the breath starting at the base and the back of your lungs, moving to the middle part of your back, and then to your upper back. And then imagine the breath circling around your head, and then you're going to release it from the front body, the heart center, the middle part of your rib cage, and the low belly. So continue lengthening both sides of the breath, the inhale and the exhale, and think about each of those locations as you breathe. Think about really directing the breath there. And your inhales and exhales can be as long as you're comfortable with. So maybe thinking about 4 to 8 counts in, and the same for your exhale. And then as you continue to breathe deeply in this way, set a dedication or an intention for your practice today. Something that you would like to focus on. Just coming up with a why for why you're here on your mat today. Maybe it's just dedicating some time to yourself. Maybe there's a particular part of your body that needs a little bit of TLC this afternoon. Releasing any tension from the face, the tops of the shoulders. Just let your arms be heavy on your lap. Paying attention to any place where you're holding tension that you don't need right now. See if you can let those areas go. And then we'll take one more cleansing breath. So deep breath in through the nose, exhale through an open mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Good, next time you can keep your eyes closed if you want. Reach your arms up over your head. Next inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands together at heart center and just find some variation of a forward fold. So if you're sitting on your block, you can either stay on your block or you can scoot it off to the side. Just start to walk your hands more forward. Grounding down through the palms, start to breathe into the low back and each side of your trunk. relaxing the back of the neck. Go ahead and bring your hands over to the right side. Start to create some space and length across the left side of the trunk. Relax the head and neck. Slowly walk your way back to center. One more time, forward fold right in the middle. If you have a little bit more range, you can explore that. Otherwise, just stay where you are. And then make your hands over to the left side. Start to breathe into the right side of your trunk. Slowly walking back to the center. One more time, forward fold, relaxing the back of the neck. Breathing into the hips and the back body, and then use your inhale to walk your hands back up to center. Take a nice deep breath in, lift your arms up over your head. As you exhale, open the chest, pull the elbows towards you. Good, inhale, reach the arms high. And then exhale, bring the palms to touch. Take another breath in to lengthen and then tip towards the windows. Nice, easy side stretch. Good, inhale back to center and exhale, tip to the windows. Breathing into the right side of the trunk. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop your palms forward. Let your back round a little bit, chin to the chest. Separate the shoulder blades. Breathe into the mid-back. Good. Release your hands, draw them behind you. Interlace thumbs or fingers. Draw them down and back to open the chest. Lift the chin slightly. Breathe into the heart center and the front of the shoulders here. About broadening across the collarbones. And then keep your arms back behind you to just release some of that tension. Take a nice deep breath in to lengthen, and then bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you're just anchoring that right shoulder down, kind of breathing into the right side of the neck here. Keeping your nose facing forward. Go ahead and tip your chin down towards your left shoulder. So you're breathing more into the side and the back of the neck. Keeping that side stretch, turn your chin up towards the ceiling. And then slowly come back to center. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling, lengthen the front of the neck. And then come back to neutral, so your nose is forward. Breathe in. As you exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of the neck. And slowly tip your chin down towards your right shoulder. Up towards the ceiling. And then slowly release your head back to neutral. Let go of your hands here. If you're on, is anyone on a block? No, okay. Go ahead and take your legs straight out. Pull your toes slightly back. Take a breath in. Give a little press into your hands for staff pose. So you're pressing into the hands, lifting your heart up. So you should feel some activation around those shoulder blades. Keep pulling the toes towards you. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to release, step your feet in slightly. We're gonna do a modified upward plank. So as you inhale, you're gonna let your hips come up. You're gonna do a reverse table and look towards the ceiling. So you're activating through the legs. Keep lifting your hips up towards the ceiling and let the head come down. Good. Keep breathing, kind of opening across the front body, activating the glutes, the hamstrings. On an exhale, release the hips down, come back to staff pose. So your legs are straight, pull your toes back, press into your hands and breathe. Feel a little length on the back of the legs here. Good, as you exhale, release. Take your left leg and work it towards your right hip crease. Good, and you're gonna keep pulling the toes back on the straight leg. So if you can't quite get it over to the hip crease, you could also bring it to the inner thigh. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna hinge forward and come over that straight leg. So the goal here is to find a little length in that right hammy and a little bit of stretch into the outer hip and rotators of the left leg. So don't force it, but try to let that knee relax down to the mat. Keep breathing. As you inhale, come back to center. The leg that's on top is going to cross over the straight leg. Take a nice deep breath in, pull it towards that opposite shoulder, and then we're going to start to turn towards the back left corner. So as you breathe in, think about getting taller through your spine, and as you exhale, you're looking to the back left corner. And if you pull that knee across towards your right shoulder, you feel a little bit more stretch into the glute and the outer hip. Good, as you exhale, release it back to center. Uncross that leg, send it long. And then pull your right leg in, opposite hip crease. Let this knee relax down, sit up nice and tall. Pull the toes back on your straight leg. Breathe in to lengthen. As you exhale, hinge forward. Again, doing your best to relax that right knee down towards the mat. Inhale to bring the trunk back up. As you exhale, take that top leg, cross it over, draw it across towards the left shoulder, and then you can hook it with your elbow crease or draw the leg across. Take a breath in and lengthen. As you exhale, turn. You're twisting from the lowest part of your belly here. So each time you take a breath in, try to find some more length into your spine, and then use your exhale to rotate. The tension out of your face and your jaw. Good, use your exhale to slowly release back to center. Let's make our way over to hands and knees. So bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Tuck the toes under or tops of the feet flat, whatever feels good for you today. Inhale, let the tail come up, the heart forward to cow pose. Exhale, round the back, maybe shifting your weight back towards your heels slightly as you come into cat. And just start to flow with your breath, inhaling to cow, heart forward. Exhale, round to cat, pull the belly in. If you want to shift your hips around or make some circles on your mat, you can do that, whatever feels good for your trunk. We continue to bring some warmth into the spine. You're going to let the breath drive the pace of your practice today. So do your best to create some synchrony with your breath and the poses. Even if you just keep moving, you forget to inhale or exhale, it's fine. Just keep breathing. to take 1 or 2 more cycles at your own pace. And then if you have your toes curled under, you can return them to a flat. We'll meet in that neutral spine in tabletop. And then we're going to walk our hands forward, tuck the toes under, and find down dog. Just for a few breaths here, start to bring some length into the spine and the legs. So add some movement in your dog. Pedaling out the feet, alternating dropping the knees to center. Just kind of whatever feels good for you today. Think about creating quite a bit of space between your hands and feet. So your fingers will be spread nice and wide. Ground through the palms and turn your elbow creases towards each other. So you're activating some of those rotators of the shoulders. Imagine your heels sinking further towards the earth here in down dog. So lengthening the calves, the hamstrings, relaxing through the head and neck. Good. Use your inhale to float forward to plank pose. Think about pressing yourself away from your mat, pulling the legs together, breathing. It's perfectly fine to drop down to your knees if you'd like. We're going to do a little bit of core stability here. As you exhale, press back to downward facing dog. So at any point, you can always take a breather, but work towards finding your comfortable edge, whatever that means. Inhale to plank pose, shoulders over your hands. You're going to float your left leg if it's available to you. So you're in plank with your left foot lifted. You're going to pull your knee to your nose and round your back. Exhale. Inhale, send the leg back. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, send it back. Leave it there. And then put it down, downward facing dog. Good. That same left leg, reach it high. Three-legged dog. And you're going to step it through your mat, and it's going to come to the right side. So you're going to step it across your leg. Your hips are still nice and high. Hips are lifted, and then as you inhale, I want you to lower your hips down like you're in plank. Are we good? Good. Inhale your right arm high. Look out the windows. Beautiful, yogis. Think about keeping that left elbow nice and soft. Good. As you exhale, right hand comes back down. Keep your hips low. And then as you exhale, press back. Inhale, left leg high. Reach it all the way up. And exhale, down dog. You can always take a breather in any resting pose of your choice. Inhale, find plank pose again. Pull the belly in. This time, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, round. Inhale, send it back. Last time, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, send it back. Good, set it on the floor, downward facing dog. Hips are high. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, slide it through to the left side of your mat. Keep your hips high, breathe in. As you exhale, lower the hips. Pull your belly in. And then inhale, left arm high. Look to the hallway. Keep lifting the left side of your pelvis up towards the sky. On an exhale, release your left hand down. Keep your hips low. Belly draws in. Exhale, press back. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Pedal out those feet a little bit. Release if you want in child's pose for a couple of breaths. Otherwise, stay where you are. Reconnect with your breath here, yogis. Notice how you're feeling. Recall that intention or dedication that you set for your practice today. Good. When you're ready, make your way back to down dog. No rush. Once you're there, look forward to your hands. Walk your feet up to your hands. Take a forward fold at the top of your mat. And just bend your knees generously here. So your feet can be hips distance apart or a little bit wider or closer, whatever feels good. Maybe just let the arms dangle or grab opposite elbows. Just create that rounding in your spine. And coming back to the center, maybe practice just shifting your weight from your toes to your heels. And then inhale to a flat back. It's about lengthening your spine, drawing the shoulders away from your ears, reaching through the tail and the crown of the head. Holding the belly in, relaxing your face. On an exhale, round your back, forward fold. Good, one more time. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, round. Good, go ahead and place your hands just above your knees. Engage your belly, start to round all the way up to stand, taking your time. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back a few times, opening your chest, pedal out the feet if you need to. And just take a moment in mountain pose, maybe blinking your eyes closed, turning the palms forward, opening the chest. Just notice how you feel as you come to stand. Thinking about your alignment in your spine, letting your feet ground you here. When you're ready, allow the eyes to open. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Take a little back bend. And then exhale, lead with your heart, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Pause. Go ahead and bring your knees to the mat. Lower halfway down, chaturanga, low push-up. Release to your tummy. Inhale, baby cobra. Look forward. Think about drawing the mat back, pulling the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high. Fingers are spread wide, ground through the palms. Looking forward, walk or step to the top of your mat. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale, fold, round the spine. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Look up, take a little back bend here. And exhale, forward fold. This is sun salutation A. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop back to plank, vinyasa, or downward facing dog. From your toes or your knees, lower halfway. Inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Hips high. 2 breaths. Looking forward, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Look up, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop back to plank. Your choice, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, pull the belly in. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. And we're going to start to walk our hands around to the left and take a wide leg forward fold. So if you want, you can use your block here. You can toe heel your feet out pretty wide, but eventually your toes are going to be slightly turned in. Yeah. So you don't have to use block if you don't need to, but we're looking right now for a little bit of rounding. So think about how you are in regular forward fold. So you're really trying to find some length into the hamstrings. So depending on your range of motion in your legs, your hands might be in front of your toes. You might be able to walk your hands back. Maybe you grab your elbows. You could use your block to put your forehead on. So this is a good restorative posture too. Feel free to take this in your private office. I don't have a private office. Keep breathing into the legs here. And then go ahead and walk your hands over to your left foot. We'll start to feel some length into the left side. And then walk your hands through the middle, bring them over to the right side. Relax the back of the neck here. And then walking your hands back to the center. Go ahead and just start to alternate bending your knees one at a time. So you're just going to shift your weight from right to left, kind of bending into the knees. And then eventually we're going to come over to the left side. If you're able to bend into your left knee for Skandasana, you're going to bend your knee pretty far and come up to the ball of your left foot. If that doesn't work for you, you're going to come to a less bent leg and bring your chest up. Okay, so the outer edge of that right foot can be down. You can point and flex it if you want. And then if you are down on the ball of your foot here, you're going to keep your chest lifted and try inhaling your arms up over your head. Soften the tops of the shoulders, keeping your spine nice and long. Good job, yogis. Good. As you exhale, release the hands down. You're going to turn towards your left foot. So turn your left foot to the back wall. Drop your back knee down. Inhale to low lunge. So kind of settling into that front knee. Feeling a nice stretch into that front of the right hip. Drop your left arm down, reach your right arm over. You might even take that left hand and wrap it across your back or reach it around for your right hip crease. Give yourself a nice side stretch here. You should feel that all the way into the right front and side of your hip. You can look up or down, whatever feels best on your neck. Good. Inhale, sweep that right arm all the way up. As you exhale, take your hands down to the instep of your left foot. You can use a block here if you want for lizard pose, or you can just stay on a straight elbow. So remember, with lizard pose, you might bring your left foot out to the side and kind of rock out to the outer part of your left foot. So you're getting a little bit of an inner thigh stretch on the left. You're focusing on dropping the right hip towards the floor. So just sort of see what works for you. You can either stay here, or you can come down to your forearms or to a block, whatever feels good for you. Just kind of noticing how your hips feel today. And then start to slowly come back up. Bring that left foot back in. Tuck the back toes under. And then go ahead and walk back around to that wide leg forward fold. So crown of the head towards the hallway. Toes are both turned in slightly. And then maybe you can walk a little bit further with the hands. Or maybe just stay where you are. You can play with shifting the weight from toes to heels a little bit here. And And then we're gonna start to make our way over to the right side here. So you can either stay on a mildly bent knee here, so your chest is lifted, or you can come all the way down to that right foot. Think about coming to the ball of your right foot and pointing and flexing your left for Skandasana. Try bringing the outer edge of your left foot down. And then once you have your balance, you can try floating your arms up. Keep pulling your belly in so your spine is lengthened. Good, release your hands back down. Go ahead and start to turn your right toes to face forward. Let your left knee drop down. Inhale to low lunge. Think about tucking your tailbone under and firming up your left glute. Get a little bit more stretch into that left hip flexor. Let's let the right arm drop down. Reach the left arm up and over, stretching to the windows. This right arm can come around your low back if that feels good, and you can look up or down. How are we doing, yogis? Are we opening some hips? How you doing, Britt? Good. You back girl by yourself? Yeah. You're doing great. Good. Inhale, sweep that arm all the way back up. As you exhale, bring your hands to the instep of your right foot. Toe heel the right foot out. Lizard pose, second side. So lots of options here. You can gently press that right knee out. Drop your left hip to the mat. Just kind of notice how that feels for you. Then start to slowly come out of it, bringing that right foot, toe heeling it back in. Take a hand on either side of the foot, and then take your back toes, curl them under, step forward to the top of your mat. Just forward fold, nice and easy, shifting your weight a little bit, pedaling out the knees. On an inhale, come to a flat back, halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float all the way up, look up. Exhale, bring the hands together. Good, let's take a seat in the middle part of your mat. Your feet are gonna be on the mat. We're gonna do 2 rounds of boat pose. So as you inhale, you're gonna lift your chest up. As you exhale, you'll float your palms up. Go ahead and start to round back till you feel your abdominal muscles engage without letting your low back go. So you're gonna keep your chest lifted the whole time. You might just stay right here, or you might float one or both legs, or straighten the knees, or reach the arms up. So we're gonna stay for 6 breaths. Keep lifting your chest, that's the most important part. So if you start to feel your back rounding, you can bring one leg down, or just adjust your body position so you can maintain your form. Relax your face. Good, as you exhale, let's let the left leg come down if it's up. Let's bring the right leg down, and then inhale to lengthen. Good, how we doing? Okay, one more time. Sure. Exhale, round back, float the palms up. Good, one or both legs up, or keep them on the mat, whatever works for you. Maybe this time you try straightening your knees or lifting your arms up. Keep lifting the center of your chest. 2 more breaths. Heart lifts. As you exhale, right foot comes down. Left foot comes down. Inhale, come all the way up. Lengthen and stretch. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Draw them in. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. just slow down the breath a little bit here. When you're ready, inhale your trunk back up. You can assist your knees back towards the ceiling. Planting your feet, we'll take our time and come all the way down to our back. Have your block nearby. Good. Once you're on your back, I want you to take your block at its narrowest width and put it between your knees. Good. Let your arms be down at your sides. Your feet are going to be about hips distance apart. We're going to do a couple variations of bridge pose today. So as you inhale, give a gentle squeeze to the block. Lift your hips high. And you can walk the shoulder blades underneath you a little bit more if that feels good. Think about activating your glutes a little bit, hamstrings, core. And if you want an additional challenge today, you're going to try floating your left leg without letting your right hip drop down. 3 breaths. Keep that gentle squeeze on the block. Good. Once you've gotten 3 breaths, release the left foot, float your hips high. Inhale the right leg. 3 breaths. Keep pressing into that left foot. Good. Release the right leg. Both hips high. 3 breaths. And slowly release the hips down. On an exhale, draw the knees in. Take your block, scoot it off to the side. Just start to rock gently from side to side, massaging out the low back. Maybe start to make some circles on your mat. And then reaching down for the instep of the feet. Make your way to your variation of happy baby or wide leg straddle. And you can alternate bending and straightening one knee at a time if that feels good. We're just rocking gently from side to side. And then gently draw the knees back in, hugging them into the chest. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, release the legs all the way long on the mat. Take your arms up over your head. Take a full body stretch. Think about taking up as much space as you can on your mat. Breathing in, lengthening. And then nice long exhale. Release the arms at your sides. Coming into your final relaxation, Shavasana, corpse pose. If this does not feel good to you for whatever reason, you can come to Shavasana on your side or any other resting position of your choice. Feel free to take those blocks and put them underneath your knees for a little bit of support for the low back. And as